I'm Mary Beth with Wasatch Community Gardens in Salt Lake City, Utah, to show you a quick video today about amending existing soil in the fall before winter hits to get your garden ready for planting next spring. I met recently with John, a Salt Lake resident, who built a garden box next to his house and wanted to amend his soil. As you'll see in these clips, we added a variety of ingredients to his existing soil to increase the organic matter content, which aids in soil fertility and drainage. And then when next spring comes around, his garden will be in great shape for planting his garden. So we're here today starting with John, who's starting a new cold frame, and we want to amend the soil because this soil that's in here is just the original Utah clay. So it's too heavy for a lot of plants to grow really well in there. So today we're going to be adding dried leaves together with a nitrogen-rich amendment, which will help the leaves to decompose over the winter. This is a perfect time to get a jump start on 2017, your spring garden. We're also going to be adding some worm castings and tilling that into the soil, as well as some compost that came out of my compost bin. And this is really, really rich in organic matter, and it's going to help the soil structure overall. It's just going to loosen it up and make it nice, fluffy, healthy, living soil full of microbial activity so that you'll have an amazing garden come spring. We'll just use that whole bucket.
Alrighty.
And we're also going to spread in some of these worm castings from my vermicomposting bin. We do have a class on vermicomposting, so you can come and take that next year.
Yes.
And learn how to get these amazing worm castings or compost. This all used to be newspaper and kitchen scraps, and now it's this amazing organic matter that works really, really well in the garden. So for tilling, what we're going to try to do is incorporate this material down about 6 inches into the existing soil that was in your bed. So we're really going to till this in. So you're going to want to mix that compost in with the soil. There you go. Great. Add in some fall leaves. So when we add in the fall leaves, what you want to do is either run over them first with a lawnmower, or you want to really squish them up into littler pieces. It's basically going to be composting or decomposing in your soil over the winter. And the smaller the pieces, the faster that will happen. Just like if you throw a whole watermelon in your compost bin, it's going to take longer for it to decompose than if you chop up the rinds, you know, into smaller pieces. So you just do your best and kind of crumple these up into small pieces. And as we continue to do this, I'm going to let you keep crunching up the leaves. We need a nice healthy amount of leaves. We're going to add feather meal. This is an organic soil amendment. Nothing synthetic is being added. Feather meal is a source of just nitrogen, so there are different amendments that are sources of phosphorus or potassium. This particular amendment is just nitrogenous or heavy in nitrogen, and that's going to help these leaves, which are carbonaceous or full of carbon, to break down over the winter. So that combination of nitrogen and carbon is the magical mixture that makes compost happen, among other things, water and air. So we're going to add feather meal. In this case, you could use blood meal. It's an alternative and actually more commonly available than feather meal. Perfect. The way you're mixing all of this in, just sort of folding all the materials into the existing soil, just like if you were making a cake mix and you had to fold the dry ingredients into the wet ingredients, or the chocolate chips into the batter, or whatever. You want to really have this all incorporated, the combination of the leaves and either the feather meal or the blood meal, which is that nitrogen component, and it's just going to make this I mean, right now it looks like a mess that you wouldn't want to plant in, but in the spring, we can come back and look at this, and it's going to be this beautiful, fluffy soil that's full of life, gorgeous. And this is going to be really, really nice come spring, after all the moisture has come from the winter. But I think the last step is to cover this with about another inch of this really nice compost. So we'll just do that, and then your garden's ready to go to sleep for the winter, and it's going to be in there doing its thing and decomposing and bringing worms and all sorts of other little microbes, and it's going to be alive and super healthy and fertile come spring for your garden.
Mm-hmm.